Okay, the sun has set, and why am I wearing sunglasses? What's the matter with that strange woman? Well, I'm wearing sunglasses because the camera in my new PC, this is like my third or fourth one. Thank goodness my husband believes in warranties because I keep breaking them, dropping them, and I've had someone crash mine for me, so it could not be saved. Couldn't be resuscitated. It was dead on arrival. But this computer has such a good camera in it that I don't want my bare face on the screen, because I planned on putting this video somewhere where other people might actually see it. And right now, I can't remember what it was that I wanted to put out there, because I wanted to see if I could get any kind of response from anybody, like somebody else's opinion on this thing. What was it? It's having to do with this whole pandemic thing. So, we're all gonna die and all that. And thank goodness I don't watch television. And due to my vision loss, I have not had a driver's license in 5 years. So, really, my life has changed very little since all this started. And it's a little bit difficult to want to make plans for the future, because I don't believe there is a future. I don't. I think this, whatever you want to call it, corona my ass, okay? That's what I think it is. It's all over the globe. There's no stopping it now. And I don't know how it got there, but I had somebody tell me, someone who's probably the most highly educated person, one of the most highly educated persons I've ever known, tell me that the whole thing started because the Chinese were handling raw meat from an animal that had been butchered, an animal that's on the endangered species list. And the Chinese are chopping it up and eating them. I don't know if you've seen a picture of one. They don't look like they taste very good. And from what I understand, they live on an island where I was told it was somewhere in the South Pacific, on a whatever, no people live on the island. I mean, there's habitat and there's creatures that live on that island, and only that island. And I just don't know why people just can't stay put. They're running amok around the earth, spreading all their nasty, ugh, bringing the rats and the dumping garbage into the ocean to the point that we have literally trashed the entire planet, the whole thing. I don't know what's going to happen, but if any of you know, if you've ever heard of Alliance for Humanity, then you might know what I'm talking about. It's pathetic. It's just pathetic what people will do. As long as they think it's good for the human race, then it's okay. You name it. Doesn't matter how depraved, how destructive, how much pain, suffering they bring. It's okay as long as it's good for human beings. Well, I tell you what, if I had a magic wand, it'd be a lot of people, see this fucking thing? Suddenly here comes this box with writing in it. It doesn't stay there long enough for you to read it. I don't care, because all I want anything to do with is YouTube, Facebook. No, I hardly have any Facebook friends because I don't want to go on Facebook. I always thought it was stupid. Now I know I'm right. But other people can enjoy it. I'm not saying that if you like Facebook, there's something wrong with you. But for me, television, I stopped watching television a long time ago. It was just probably a pretty good idea, because I'm not hearing all this news. And the old bastard is probably more right than wrong when he says the news is fake. Because he's been part of it, he's a fake too. And the American people voted for him as the leader of the free world. I mean, come on. I would never leave the US because I would not enter another territory from another country, because then I would have to live by their laws. And it's frightening enough just to cross a border in the US. You better do your damn homework too. Because here in Washington, we have a weed store on every corner. They're like 7-Elevens. But if you want to go to North Dakota and you get caught with a stem and a seed, it's mandatory 10 years in prison. If you've ever been in that region of the US during the winter, I don't think there'd be much difference. The weather, the terrain, everything about it sucks. So I don't know, you know, a policy that any amount of marijuana will land you in prison for 10 years. Wow. It used to be a felony in Nevada in certain parts of it, but from what I understand, but when I would go to Las Vegas or Reno, I would bring it with me. It wasn't a problem. I went back to Minnesota for one of my high school class reunions, which was pretty much a dud. That was, I don't know. But I was talking about, hey, you guys want to go? So I had rented a room at the place, the venue that we had a pretty good sized class, 600 people or more. And a friend of mine said, hey, be quiet, people are hearing you say that, so you have marijuana and you're supposed to smoke it. And I'm thinking, so what? Well, it's still illegal there. I guess. I don't know about now, because this was a long time ago. And there was one last reunion. It was for all the classes. And about a month, a couple months, I was all set up, had my flight ready, everything ready to go. I started getting sicker. So finally, 24 hours before my flight, I got on the phone with a friend of mine back in Minnesota, and I had her be me and cancel my flight, because it was a $1,600 ticket, round trip first class, nonstop. And if you go back and try to be cheap and check that out, it's you pay close to the same amount of money, but you have to pay extra for luggage. You have to sit in those cramped up seats. You have to pay for every little fucking thing. But if you go first class, it's all inclusive, and all you have to do is buy a fully refundable ticket. And if you're on Expedia, it took me a while to figure this out, but I had to agree to all these terms of use, and they kept trying to trick me into buying insurance for my fully refundable ticket I bought. And every time something came up that they wanted to make sure that was read by the person who was buying the ticket, you would not be able to close the deal until you clicked on that and then clicked off. And there was a zillion of them. Pissed me off. But that, I mean, I've done that. Let's see. But that's the only thing I really do on the computer. I ordered something off the Facebook. They kept advertising, and And they got me good. Now my younger daughter says that she's handling the refunds, but I'm not seeing any of their, no hassle service. According to my daughter, they keep trying to force me. Hey, you know what?
What?
What has that?